What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Game Week 5 team selections, not Game Week 5, Game Week 6 team selection stream. How are you all doing? My name is Ryan. Welcome, Manish. How are things going? Triple Captain Haaland this week. Ooh, interesting. To be honest, it's not a bad week to play a triple captaincy, which is why I want to put a poll seeing what chips are being played this week. So we will start. Let's put a poll to see what chip everyone is playing. Free hit as triple captain. Surely no one's playing bench boost this week. All right, there we go. Surely no one's playing the bench boost this week, are they? Hopefully not, because I have kind of ignored anyone who's playing bench boost at this moment in terms of that poll. Freddy, how are you doing? Welcome. Manish, 45 points. Oof. Sam, welcome. Just sent you my wildcard current draft. All right, I'll bring it up. I've got a mean wildcard, says Sam. Nice. So, for anyone who wants their wildcard shared on stream, you guys have to send me screenshots because I can't bring it up on the mini league to see wildcards. So, you have to send me screenshots. So, quick roundup. Also, for this stream, we will be using Fantasy Football Squad's members area to look at a few data tables if that can help us on the wildcard as well. But we got it up as well. But 2 points. We've gone from 7.9 million to 5.7 million, and as promised, after game week 5, rank is up, as you can see right here on top of screen. Rank is up. Cells, get in the bin. Kukurea, get in the bin. Senesi, absolute legend. Williams, legend, but you can leave as well because Forrester just bad. Endoy, need to drop kick Endoy out of here. Salah, I want more from 14.5. Might have to depart at the moment. Bruno Fernandes, absolute legend. Thank you very much. Semenyo, who knew Defcons were a thing for him? Richarlison, good differential punt. Kind of paid off this week. Unfortunately, I think I might have to switch him out for the moment. Joao Pedro, it is what it is. We keep him because he's the only Chelsea player that I want right now. Watkins, the bin alone is not enough for Watkins. He needs something worse because he's been an absolute disaster. The bin is too good for Watkins. It needs something else. Now, as you can see, my bench, I probably should have bench boosted because I had 19 points on my bench. And I can guarantee you when I bench boost, I'm not going to be having 19 points on my bench when I bench boost. I'm probably not even going to have 10 points most likely when I bench boost. But Dubravka, Roden and Estev all got like some points. Oh, Estev and Dubravka got like save points and Defcon. Roden was very close to getting Defcon as well. Reinders. I should have actually just, again, Watkins. I should have just benched Watkins, to be honest. Staring me in the face that I should have just benched Watkins, but it is what it is. So that hurt. Reinders, not only did he get an assist, he also got Defcon and bonus points. Did he get bonus points? Yes, he got bonus points and Defcon and an assist. He's not even going to get Defcon next week. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's my team. The wildcard hasn't been pressed yet. I have not pressed the button yet. But I have made so many transfers, as you can see. I'm just trying to now. This is not my wildcard draft. This is nowhere near my wildcard draft. Some of these players are here just for price rises to see if I can, get like a double rise if I get lucky. But this is not my wildcard draft at all. I seen it on Instagram. I'll bring it up. Joseph, welcome. Wow, I thought my bench hurt. Someone's bench is worse. Rise in the corner. Sad. All right. Welcome, Iz. How are you doing? Now, I have 2 drafts because I don't want to completely write off Salah plus Haaland, but I'm somewhat writing it off because it just doesn't seem value enough. As things stand, this is wildcard draft number 1. Mukiele could potentially become esports Steve. It all depends on, do I bench boosting game week 8 or do I bench boosting game week 9? Maybe I should bench boost in game week 9 because if I don't have Mukiele here, I'll have esports Steve against Wolves, which is not too bad actually, but it's away from home. So I kind of have to decide whether I prefer Sunderland at home against Wolves, probably. It's just that like Leeds are playing Burnley that week, and I guess West Ham against Leeds, you probably expect West Ham to potentially score against Leeds. So maybe I probably just go Leeds against Burnley. Dubravka make some saves, and I get lucky with maybe Roden keeping a clean sheet or something. I don't know. Kind of have to say. The only problem is Endai is playing City. Now Endai might actually be able to hit DEFCON on that potential week with him playing City. So, like I said, I won't be getting 19 points like I did on this current week's bench. I probably might get less than that when I bench boost, because that is the way the bench boost chip works, guys. When you try to bench boost, the week you bench boost, most of the times you don't get the points that you were supposed to get. The week you don't bench boost is when you generally get a lot more points, unless you're in the small minority that just happened to hit it on that week and you get like a 20 plus point bench boost. And yeah, if I can be honest, I wanted to captain Bruno Fernandes right before deadline, but I wasn't balls enough. Fair enough. To be fair, tomorrow on the podcast, I will be having Karan, and Karan has had an insane climb. He also ended up captaining Bruno Fernandes. Karan has gone from like 7 million something to now in the 6-digit ranks in the space of 2 game weeks, I think. He's just playing a cheaper week, and now this week he's going to be playing a triple captaincy as well, I think. So he's just in some insane climb. We'll be having him on the podcast tomorrow to kind of like rip into my wildcard ideas. But yeah, that's kind of where it is. So this is okay. Here's the thing. I partially, now I kind of want to get feedback from you guys as well. I have also considered, instead of having Vicario, because I wasn't sure which goalkeeper. Do I want Vicario? Do I want Petrovic? I was also thinking about a certain Nick Pope from Newcastle. Now, oops. Let me undo. I did the move in Gameweek 8. Certain Nick Pope from Newcastle. Now, yes, Spurs have a good fixture against Wolves, and Newcastle have a tougher run against Arsenal this week. However, if I was to look at it purely from a Spurs, let me remove all of these teams and just add Spurs in there with Newcastle. So Spurs and Newcastle. If I was to look at it purely Spurs and Newcastle, over the course of let's look at until game week 18. Newcastle play Arsenal, City, and you probably add Chelsea in there from like expected top 4 opponents. Whereas Spurs would play Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, and you could probably add say Newcastle as a potential candidates for top 4/top 6. I don't know. It feels like the moment Spurs enter game week 10, where they play Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Newcastle, even Fulham, to be honest, and then Liverpool, I feel like that specific run, like game week 10 to 17, that specific run, I don't think I see too many clean sheets for Vicario. And I'm wondering whether maybe it's worth going for Newcastle and Pope. Because if you look at even defensive data, team defense, Newcastle are currently the best defense from 5 game weeks worth of data currently as things stand. So I'm wondering whether it's worth, because a lot of people who would wildcard say game week 13 would end up getting, like, let's go to game week 13, right? Game week 13, this is the game week 13 run. This is where people will start looking at getting some Newcastle assets into their teams. I was wondering if it's worth getting a goalkeeper in. Now, if I was to add Burnley as well, because like Dubravka is my rotation option, right? When Newcastle plays City, Burnley play Chelsea, not great. When Newcastle play Arsenal as well, Burnley plays City. I mean, they don't rotate too well. Like Newcastle and Burnley don't. Like when the main fixtures, I want to maybe bench a certain Nick Pope. It doesn't seem like Burnley necessarily have an easier fixture as things stand. Maybe in game week 24, but by that time, who knows? I might have played another wildcard, or I would have changed keepers. You never know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Option 1, Nick says, option 1, sell Salah to get Haaland. Option 2, -4 to keep Salah and get Haaland. I guess the question you need to ask is, in over 2 to 3 weeks, how would the rest of the team also look like? That's the problem, right? I'll show you an Salah plus Haaland draft, right? Let me first update this draft for the moment. So this is what I came up with, a Salah plus Haaland draft. And now obviously Nick has already played his wildcard, so for him it's a more of a -4 option. So I guess it depends on the rest of your cast, your supporting cast. If they are also equally good, then maybe you can keep Salah and Haaland. As a Tottenham fan, I prefer Kudus, says Sam. Now, for a Salah plus Haaland draft, I have Kudus in here for this one. The sacrifices that were made were going a cheap second forward. Now, if I had, for example, played the bench boost this week, I probably could have just gone for that second forward. I mean, the third cheap forward instead. I would have probably just gone for the third cheap forward and just pile the money in the attack. So I've gone for an extremely cheap forward, and we've gone for a 4.5 keeper or a 5 million keeper. We've also had to downgrade from a Bruno Fernandes, like that mid-priced premium midfielder, to a more mid-priced midfielder. We've had to kind of downgrade quite a bit to be able to afford a Salah. So those are some of the sacrifices that have been made to kind of get Salah in, which means Foster is kind of a non-playing option, which would also probably put me in a game week 8 wildcard if I wanted to keep Salah. The only thing is I don't know if the price is worth it. -4 keep Salah and get Haaland. His name is the Egyptian. I don't sound Liverpool bias at all, says me. I've gone Petrovic. He looks so good at the price. I probably agree. I probably agree as well. I think Petrovic is not too bad at the price. I'm a Spurs fan. We're still Spurs. They will hand Wolves a win in a week. Oh, surely not. Surely not. Get Donnarumma in. Don't think a lot gets past him. I would agree with that. I just want the keeper to make a lot of saves as well. And I just don't see Donnarumma making incredibly I don't see Donnarumma making way too many saves. Whereas I think Pope could, Vicario could. I think they could make quite a lot of saves. That's kind of why I've gone for those. Plus, I feel like the thing with Donnarumma and David Raya, they're at a price where I feel like bit too expensive, whereas I would want that 0.5 to be used elsewhere, kind of. Rather get Newcastle players plus Pope. Yeah, that's just another option. So this is why I have double Newcastle in here. Actually, I have Dan Burn in here instead of Nick Pope. But yeah, you guys get the gist. One mistake and Ramsdale is in though. But so far he hasn't really made a mistake, and I wouldn't count Ramsdale as an upgrade per se. I'd say Ramsdale is more of a downgrade in goalkeeper, to be honest, personally. Com, welcome back. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling well, Com. Welcome. Who should I remove for Haaland? JSL or Watkins? Watkins. Get Watkins out of the door. Instead of Salah, who would you bring in? Rice, Enzo, Semenyo. I'm doing this for -4 and we'll be playing wildcard next week or week out. For this week, Semenyo against Leeds. Yes. Saka is good. Madueke out for 2 months. Yes, that's a good point. Now, Madueke is out for 2 months. That news has just come in. Now, the question I have for you guys, because I just did now obviously I said I was going to do my Game Week 5 review video yesterday, and I didn't do the Game Week 5 review video yesterday. I went and watched a movie instead. Went and watched Demon Slayer at IMAX. Pretty good. Really enjoyed it. Anyone who watches anime, highly recommend. And then obviously I did the review video today morning, so it's out on the channel already for those of you who haven't watched it. And one thing I noticed from the Arsenal game that I mentioned on it as well was there was now I don't know if this was tactical because I didn't watch the full Arsenal game. I just caught the highlights. Saka was playing also on the left and Martinelli on the right. So I mean, is that like something that we could potentially see going forward for Arsenal as well? Whereas when Saka is not fully fit, they won't rush him too much instead, and they will be even willing to play Martinelli on the right. I don't know. Will it hurt a lot statistically not getting Haaland? For this week, it probably will. Yes. Because this week, as you can see, is now that the wildcard chip has been overtaken in the poll, there's a 56% on triple captain, and there's only one man everyone's triple captain in from that lot. Roku, welcome as well. Rank 10 mini league, plan triple captain this game week. Yeah, not against it. I don't mind it. I'll bring your team up as well. So I have Freddy's team. I have Freddy. I have Sam. Both of them wildcards, and Roku's team as well to bring up. Been trying to cut down on my content intake. It's not working. You can cut down on other channels. Make sure to follow this channel. For me, I'm currently on 2 free transfers. If I got to use a free hit, do I stay on 2 free transfers for the next week? You're currently on 2 free. Yeah, if you use a free hit this week, you will still be on 2 free next week. Yes. Basically, using a chip like a free hit or a wildcard is basically like using a transfer, which means you will go from 2 to 1, but you'll get the extra free transfer next week, so you'll go back to 2 free transfers. According to live FPL, at my current overall, Salah is a differential for me. Yeah, I would assume anyone who's at the extremely high ranks like you probably doesn't have Salah. They've mainly avoided Salah or they've binned him already. Simmer, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. By the way, Emery might get sacked very soon. I could be wrong, but they just hired a new president. Monchi has left as sporting director. And Monchi is a very strong supporter of Unai Emery. And I think one of the reasons why Unai Emery probably got the job at Aston Villa as well. So that is a bit of a problem for Unai Emery. Hey, Ten Hag is, I mentioned this on a group chat. Ten Hag is available if Aston Villa want a new manager. And freedom fighter Jadon Sancho is also at Aston Villa. I think they have a good relationship, the player and the manager. Maybe it might be a good pairing. Andy won't like this. But yeah. If hi Ryan, Team Shadow next. Alright, I'll bring everyone's teams. If anybody gets sacked, they should get 10. Rogo is thinking the same thing. Great minds. Tiger, welcome. How are you doing? They just got them. They just got the associate president. Apparently, a huge get for them. Oh, interesting. Also planned wildcard with team 2 share already on X. All right, let's load these teams. Starting with Freddy. Freddy. Where is your teams? Here we go. This is Freddy's wildcard. So let me load the teams. Freddy first, followed by Sam on his wildcard. Followed by Roku, who said he was on 10th spot. There we go. Followed by, I think it was Rohan next. I sent you my revised team. Oh, okay, I will bring it up. Onsin just said the Real Sociedad president. Fair enough. So then who will become their manager? That is something that's interesting. This is Rohan's team. Where is this? This is... Alright, this is Freddy. Here we go. I don't know why... Okay, this is Freddy's. This is... Sam, Roku. Rohan has 2 teams. This is Rohan's wildcard. This is Rohan's team 1. This is Rohan's team 2 with a wildcard. Anyone else with teams? Oh yeah, Tiger. Tiger with a team as well. Tiger sent a team. Oh, big message. I need to open image in new tab. This is Tiger's. I should have probably put this over here. Okay, I think that's good. So I've got the teams. Let's start with Freddy's team. Wildcard draft for Freddy. And Freddy has basically said 2.7 million in the bank. Mbuemo could be Bruno. Virgil could be Gabriel. And leave an Arsenal spot open. Oh, yes, because he's already gone triple Arsenal. So if he wanted to leave an Arsenal spot open, for example, a certain Saka, that could be an option. Mrs. is 161. Okay, let's load that as well. Where is this? Here we go. All right. So back to Freddy. So Freddy's gone for Rare, Tarkowski, Senesi, Gabriel, Kudus, Semenyo, Mbuemo, Reinders, and Endai, Gyökeres, and Haaland with Dubravka, Richards, Anderson, and Mark Q. Freddy, quick question. Have you used the bench boost chip already, or what's the play? What is the play? I panic sold Ekitike for Gyökeres before deadline. Should I waited one more game week? I would have been on 64. I thought I told people not to sell Ekitike. It is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, so this is Freddy's. I'm waiting on. We'll wait. Used bench boost and gave it to. Okay, fair enough. Freddy doesn't have to worry about any of these bench boost problems then. So that means Mark U is completely fine. Which means we're mainly focusing on the 11 with potential subs of Anderson and Richards whenever needed. I do not mind it at all, to be honest. I don't mind Mbuemo as an alternative. Now, obviously, Cunha and Mason Mount are also back. I can see Cunha coming back into the lineup as well, which means Ahmad might now go to right wing back or bench. Not really sure, depending on the situation. The only thing that I'm uncertain on is, does Sesko continue to start or does Mason Mount come in? I think Sesko should start this game against Brentford, personally. But that is something obviously we'll have to wait and see. Mbuemo, I do not mind as an option, to be honest. He is currently for midfielders, if I can find the midfielder column. Was this the midfielder? No, this was the goalkeeper. Was this the mid? No. Aha. Midfielders sorted by XGI. Mbuemo is second after Bruno Fernandes for expected goal involvement. At the moment, so I do not mind Mbuemo at all. Sent you the message team on Instagram. Okay, nice. I will bring it up as well. The big boss himself. Welcome, Shepard. How are things going? I could even get a Spurs defender for Anderson. Better fixtures. Yes, you could do that as well. Short term, not too bad. With 2.7 in the bank. The question is, with 2.7 in the bank, are you leaving that cash to go and get like a Saka? Because if you do Anderson to like a Spurs defender, who would it be? Van de Ven or Romero? Midfield, I actually don't mind the midfield, to be honest. We basically almost have very similar midfields. Like my first draft had Xavi instead of Kudus, and it also had Bruno Fernandes instead of Salah. This is the Salah Haaland draft. This is the Haaland draft. And it basically had Xavi Simons in there. Now, I understand Sam's point of getting Kudus instead of Xavi Simons. It's just that, Xavi Simons looked pretty good when he came on. He was more central, playing a bit more attacking wise. I'll have to see. Obviously, the risk of rotation the risk of rotation is always there. We'll see midweek. Obviously, there are midweek fixtures as well. So I want to see what happens to Spurs in terms of midweek fixtures. But I would like a Spurs attacker, at least for the next two, a Spurs attacker. Whether that's Xavi Simons or Kudus, I still have to kind of decide. Gyökeres and Haaland, can't hit it. Part of me has Gyökeres benched this week because I have Joe Pedro. But you don't have to worry about that, so you can put the cash in there. So I think Gyökeres and Haaland is completely fine. I like this team. I don't mind this at all. Gav, what's your midfield 5? My wildcard midfield 5 is... It has Semenyo, it has Endai, it has Reinders. Xavi and Bruno Fernandes are there. Bruno Fernandes can be Salah and Xavi could be Kudus. But then I could also have Bruno Fernandes and instead of Xavi have Kudus as well instead here. I haven't fully decided exactly how to approach that just yet. Maybe Saka and a United midfielder in a week or two. Yeah, that is also possible. Yeah, I think that might be a play. Because I think Bruno Fernandes, well, initially, my initial thoughts of Bruno Fernandes before the season started was to have him till game week 7 and then in game week 8 to remove Bruno Fernandes because I didn't think this run was going to be that great for fixtures. Now, obviously, Bruno Fernandes so far has been doing pretty well for points, so I'm not in a rush to kind of get rid. And if he continues to do well, I might even potentially keep him for this run because it doesn't seem like Palmer is going to be fit anytime soon. So it's all up to Saka whether he can get fit or not. I'm looking at doing triple captain this game week. Thoughts? Go ahead. I don't mind. If you look at the poll, 45% on triple captain as well. Bought in Isak this week. I wanted in early, probably too early. 11, way too early, I would say. Because I don't know, like, I mean, he could probably start next week, but Ekitike is scoring goals as well. Are you not interested in the Pigeon, Ryan? Pigeon did well, to be honest. The Pigeon got me 9 points, whereas the fake got me 2 points. I should have had the Pigeon more often. He got me 9 points, to be honest. I'm not complaining at all. He's done more for me in 2 weeks than Watkins has done since game week 1. Let me see. I've got the same amount of points from the Pigeon as I've had from Watkins since game week 5. Yes, correct? Yes. Sorry, since game week 1. I've had Watkins for 5 game weeks, had the same amount of points that I got from the Pigeon in 2. I mean, I don't mind the Pigeon. If I got the Pigeon in, that means I don't have Gyökeres in potentially. And I get Gyökeres in. The thing is, I would want Gyökeres in next week itself. So it feels like a transfer waiting to happen. Hence why no Pigeon. Unless I don't get Joao Pedro. And get Joao Pedro come game week 8. So I replace the Pigeon with Joao Pedro in game week 8. Now, Joao Pedro is 7 point. How much is Joao Pedro right now? Do I have any value with him? I have Joao Pedro at 7.7. He's at 7. 0.1. Actually, I don't mind. I could probably keep the Pigeon, who I've just sold on my existing team, but he hasn't gone up in price anyways. Like, I bought him and he didn't really go up in price anyways. So I could still get him back in instead of Joao Pedro. That's also a possibility. And then that would lead to me potentially not having Javi at all, potentially getting someone else in here. I could end up with could I end up with Phil Foden? I could end up with Phil Foden as well. I could go Pigeon and Phil Foden and have a triple up on City, potentially. I think that's possible, to be honest. I think it's possible to get Phil Foden in this team as well. Oh no, I'm 0.1 short, I think. Yeah, 0.1 short. So yeah, I could do Pigeon and Phil Foden. I don't know. I have to see. Xavi's are good, but as a Spurs fan, we seem to go wide and Kudus seems to play way more because he's Brennan Johnson backing up, who's terrible. Yeah, fair points. I agree. So that is Freddy's team. I think it looks pretty good. I have no issues with it at all. Looks solid. He's gone for Defcon in the defense. Like Richards, Anderson, Tarkowski, Senesi, all Defcon. Gabriel could also get Defcon in certain games. So that's Freddy's. Next up is Sam's wildcard. Petrovic and Dubravka as the goalkeepers. Freddy had Dubravka as well, yes. Gabriel, Senesi, Rodon, Guardiola. Oh, Guardiola. Interesting. And Van de Ven. Semenyo, Endai, Reinders, Bruno Fernandes, and Kudus. This is also almost the same midfield. I think we're going to be seeing quite a few similar midfielders in wildcard drafts. And then he has the same front line as me. So the only thing we change is in Javi versus Kudus at the moment. And obviously he has Guardiola. Whereas I have... Who did I have? I had Romero. I have Romero for Sam's Van de Ven. Because I've gone Romero for Defcon over Sam's Van de Ven for price. And I think Sam has had Van de Ven slightly earlier as well. So he's had the value in him. I didn't have Guardiola. But I've gone for Nick Pope instead of Guardiola. For that price difference. Who did I get? I also got a 4.0 defender. I think Sam, you might have better team value than me. I don't think I can get Guardiola. I think you got better team value than me, potentially. Thoughts on Dubai Dubai Ballon d'Or. Okay, thoughts on the Ballon d'Or? As soon as once PSG won the Champions League, I think there was only one winner, anyways. I don't think it was ever going to change once PSG won the Champions League. After that, it was kind of set. The Ballon d'Or, I've said this on a group chat, the Australian group chat. I told this on the Australian group chat because the Ballon d'Or for slightly more than the last decade has always gone to whoever wins the Champions League. Whichever team wins the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or will be from a player from that team. Unless it's an international tournament like a World Cup or the Euros, then the Ballon d'Or usually would go to a player from most of the times the winning team from that international tournament, except for the case of Modric, where they came runners up instead. Because I think Real Madrid won the Champions League as well that year, I think. So there was that combination of that. Now, next year obviously is World Cup year. So Ballon d'Or will most likely go to a player from the winning team. So whoever wins the World Cup next year, keep an eye out. Ballon d'Or is probably going to be from one of the winning, like one of the best players from that winning team. If, for example, okay, let's take an example. If England were to win the World Cup next year, the Ballon d'Or right now, based off, it's a popularity vote as well, right? It's a popularity vote. The Ballon d'Or right now, based off popularity, would go to either Harry Kane or Jude Bellingham. And because Jude Bellingham plays for Real Madrid, there's a higher chance that Jude Bellingham could win it than Harry Kane, who plays for Bayern, because there is just a bit more eyes on La Liga than there are on the Bundesliga. Unless Harry Kane has a good Harry Kane has a good Champions League campaign, and Bayern win the Champions League or even go to the finals of the Champions League, stuff like that. So there are a few combinations. It's end of the day a popularity vote, and whichever player ends up in like the finals where there are so many eyes watching, then that's where the Ballon d'Or goes. It's basically, that's how the winner is usually taken. That was a long answer on the Ballon d'Or. I think I have too many attackers and Guardiola. I'm not sure about Petrovic. Seems fine, but others are interesting. I don't mind Petrovic. I was looking at goalkeepers in terms of, where was it? Goalkeepers. Here we go. Points per start for goalkeepers. Nick Pope is up there. Points per start, because he's got 3 bonus points as well. That's why he's up. And they've kept like good amount of clean sheets. They kept 4 clean sheets. Vicario is second for points per start. Mainly, he also makes a lot of saves, right? He's made 19 saves, Vicario. So he's at 6 points per start. Rufus, the Sunderland goalkeeper. Purely due to, I think he's got a decent number of bonus points, 4 bonus points and 14 saves as well. So good combination. 5.8. David Raya at 5.2 points per start. Pickford up there as well. Henderson. Petrovic is just under that at 4.2 points per start. That's also not too bad. I'll take 4.2 points per start even. Not too bad as well. They should have just given it to Messi again for Qatar World Cup. Was that the one that, who won it, that one? Was that Modric? The Qatar World Cup? That was Modric, right? Wednesday Glaze, Bon Mati. Yeah, so that's the Barcelona midfielder, right? And Barcelona and Spanish midfielder. She's won it for the 3rd year in a row, right? I haven't watched enough to be able to comment, but I assume she's still the best player in the world in the women's game. So I think fair enough. Hers seems a bit more understandable, I guess. Barcelona they also have a really great women's team. Barcelona, so not surprising. With the Arsenal Spanish midfielder who came second, I think. Vicario also threw one in the net. Yes, fair enough. Which is why I'm thinking of Pope a bit more. I know they're playing Arsenal this week, but he'll make a decent number of saves, to be honest. And if it ends up 0-0, I'm smiling. So yeah. So that's Sam's team. I don't mind it. I think I'm interested, but I don't know about the Guardiola pick. Very interesting pick, the Guardiola one. The attackers I actually don't mind. I think everyone's going to have very similar template attackers. Guardiola pick is very interesting. The rest kind of expected from a wildcard based on what we have known so far. Now, Roku. Roku's biggest concern is Tosin for now, considering Fofana is back. Who do I sell him for? 0 in the bank. How much is Tosin? 4.5. So he hasn't changed. You have Rea, Senesi, Van de Ven, Guehi, Anderson, Kudus, Salah, Semenyo, Gyökeres, Joe Pedro, and Haaland. Roku has already played his wild card. He'll be playing his triple captaincy this week. If I were you, I potentially go Tosin to a 4.0 defender. Whether that's Esteve, Roden, Goodmanson, or Mukiele, or even Alderate from Sunderland. I go to one of those 4.0s potentially. They all are pretty good for DEFCON in most cases. And it will free up some cash for you as well if you needed in the future to upgrade as Josh King as well. That's probably what I would do. Bench was played Game Week 2, so I can have dead bench. Yeah. So you can probably go to one of those 4.0s. And that's probably what I would do. This week, Leeds have a decent fixture, if I'm not mistaken. They have Bournemouth. Okay. Okay, not too bad. Sunderland have Forest. So Mukiele is not too bad as well, if you really wanted to. Just that I prefer Leeds slightly. But Mukiele, DEFCON, he's hit DEFCON almost every week so far. I think he's hit DEFCON every game so far. Burnley have City. Not the easiest of fixture. At the moment, if I was to, in terms of teams who have been promoted, I go Leeds, Sunderland, and Burnley in terms of my estimations of how I think the teams are performing so far. So that's probably what I would do. And then we have, were there any other questions, Roku? Any other questions? Then we also have, I was thinking Keane from Everton. Do we know when Branthwaite is back? That is heavily dependent on when Branthwaite is back. Hamstring injury, 50% chance of playing. You might want to have a look at when Branthwaite is back for that, because I don't know about that one. Where is the team news column? Team news. You'll have to find out what David Moyes says on that one. Thoughts on Caicedo? I mean, 5.5. I still think Reinders is the better pick. Personally, Reinders also was playing a more attacking role when Haaland came off. So I still think Reinders is probably the pick for 5.5 or within that 5.5 bracket. All right, this one is from Rohan. Now, this is Rohan's first team. And Rohan has gone, this is team 1 again, concern for Madueke, 1 Javi or Eze for him. So now Madueke is out for 2 months, Rohan. So you definitely, which kind of explains why he was subbed now. You need to now bring in someone for Madueke because he's not going to be available. How much do you have in the bank, Rohan, for this team? Tosin to Rodan and King to KDH or Statch. Probably be careful with KDH. KDH is currently on 4 yellow cards, I think, and 1 more yellow card, and he gets a 1 game suspension, if I'm not mistaken. So you probably need to be a bit careful with that. 1 more yellow card, and he'll get a 1 game suspension. Is he on 4? Let me have a look and confirm. KDH, yellows. Yes, he's on 4 yellow cards. 1 more yellow card and he gets a 1 game suspension. So be careful about that one. Stark, I mean, I don't mind it. Is he a DEFCON player? Not really. He's not a DEFCON player per se. He takes set pieces. I might slightly go towards KDH over Stark. I'll probably go Starch or Kaisedo. In that case, you should have money for... Oh, Stark or Kaisedo. Ooh. Kaisedo probably on that one. Better team, right? Surely. Midfielders at what, 5.5? You're looking at 5.5 midfielders and under. Would you add Zubomendi into this list of potential players to have then instead? But that takes up an Arsenal spot. I mean, then you probably should even consider Gravenberg as well, potentially. But just have Liverpool's fixtures aren't that great coming up at the moment. For this team, 0.1 in the bank, says Rohan. How much is Madueke? He's 7 something, right? I think you probably go... Even Eze. I don't know why Eze didn't start. Honestly, I'm not really sure why Eze didn't start at all. I thought he should have started. So it's kind of hard to kind of go and say, oh, get Eze in when Eze's minutes are going to be an issue as well. I think you probably, if you wanted a safer pick, maybe Kudus. I mean, Javi Simmons is also a slightly a short-term pick as well. Kudus is one option. The other option is you going for Reinders this week against Burnley. And I think Reinders against Burnley is not too bad as well. Endai, Bruno, or Caicedo always gets Defcon and Saka. I prefer Endai, Bruno. Unless you're saying those 3 players always get Defcon. What's your midfield like? Depends on the combination of the midfield. Eze should start each game, but Arteta gone defensive. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what it's so hard to tell what Arteta is going to do right in the big games. I thought he should have started Eze. I don't know why he didn't start Eze. But anyways, now we can't do much about it. But Eze came on and actually did well. Then the next one is Rohan's wildcard for Team 2. Sanchez. Ooh, wait. Why do I wouldn't get Sanchez, Rohan? Wait, this is the wildcard draft. Team 2 wildcard option. There, I want to get this team Salah out with Hal. Oh, this is his current team. You haven't played the wildcard, right? Do you have a draft, Rohan, for the Team 2 in terms of what type of wildcard you're going to do? Haaland, Per, Isak, or getting Palmer, Saka. I wouldn't get Palmer in on the wildcard because of his injury concerns. I would not get Palmer in. Even Saka, I would be careful before getting Saka in. Watkins goal now. Oh, he's definitely getting a goal. I'll tell you that. Potentially. I don't know. Have you guys, I don't know. I should have seen this data. Aston Villa's attack is the worst in the league. Which is fair enough. They've only had 1 goal so far. So that kind of makes sense as well. Even if we sorted it by XG, and I haven't even sorted by goals. There's XG. They're just not creating enough. Like, look at that. They're not creating enough. They have 3.85 XG. They're just not creating enough. That's the problem. Wildcard not played and yet still thinking to for Team 2, Wildcard and Mitchell and Triple Captain is available. Yeah, if you wanted to play it, I don't mind it. But you already have Haaland and Salah. Depends on how you want to approach it with like the likes of Thiago and all. You could also play it in like Game Week 8. You could also play it in Game Week 8. Palmer is chat's favorite. No more. Bruno Fernandes, always. The one and only. No more Palmer. United on top, says Roku. Exactly. Have you seen that? Dude, 10.13 XG. Oh. They're underperforming by -4. They've created so many chances, just can't finish. Part of that is down to Amarim not managing things properly as well. But it's promising signs. They're on top. For this team, want to split Salah to get in Saka. I would then be careful. I wouldn't then I probably wouldn't wildcard just yet. I would wildcard like Game Week 7 or Game Week 8 is when I would wildcard potentially. I wouldn't wildcard just yet then. I just want to see, maybe gives Arsenal the Newcastle game, see whether Saka does well in the Newcastle game, and then you can think about it and pair with Doku or even Mbeumo. I'll probably pair with Mbeumo if you're going. So yeah, I don't understand these XGs. So XG is basically expected goals. So it's basically the percentage chance of a goal going in from the place where they took the shot. So it's basically they've taken like a simulation of so many times. Like, what are the chances that that goal can go in if a player was to take that shot? I don't know how many number of times from that specific from that specific area. I think one good way to probably explain this, or maybe to visualize it, would be from SofaScore. So if I was to take the Arsenal versus Manchester City game, which you would have probably watched, and if I was to go statistics here for Gabriel Martinelli's goal, right? Gabriel Martinelli's goal, his XG was 0.20, which means that was I would say a 20% chance that that goal goes in for, I think it's 100 tries. If they do, I don't know how many number of tries, but it's like a 0.2 chance that that goal goes in, which is why the XG was 0.2. Whereas if someone was to take a penalty, the XG for a penalty is like 0.7 something, where it's like a 70% chance that they score the goal. That's basically it. What's Salah's non-pen XG? Can I find midfielders? I think I had it somewhere here. Goalkeepers, forwards, midfielders. Here we go. XG non-penalty. Salah. This is Salah, guys. This is why I'm thinking of selling Salah. Yeah, I've highlighted him. All right, let's go to the next one, which is lower than Ahmad. Exactly. Let's go to Tiger. This is Tiger's current team. Tiger. Now, I don't know what to actually do with Palmer in your team. Looking at your team, you have Gyökeres, Joe Pedro. Okay, looking at your team, I would probably look into wildcarding and buying Haaland. I would buy Haaland. I would sell Brennan Johnson. I'd sell Milenkovic. I'll probably sell Diouf as well. I'll probably sell Palmer as well, to be honest. Well, it depends on how many transfers you have as well, Tiger. And if you really wanted to wildcard or not. If you didn't want to wildcard, completely fine as well. You can free hit as well if you wanted to, up to you completely. You could also do like one of Gyökeres or Ekitike, probably Ekitike, I think, to Haaland. Maybe, up to you in terms of how you kind of wanted to go about it. Send you a screenshot. Oh, okay. So this is what Tiger could do with 3 free transfers that removed. So basically what he's done is Diouf has gone to Senesi. No. Yeah, Richards, Esteve. Oh, Milenkovic. No, Milenkovic is there. Oh, you removed Esteve. I probably wouldn't remove Esteve, Tiger. I would remove Milenkovic instead, personally. I'll keep Esteve there. Remove Milenkovic for Senesi. I would also remove, so Reinders, Bruno, Semenyo, Johnson. Who did you remove? You removed Palmer. Okay. For Doku. Oh, yeah. Not fully against it. Don't mind it. And then you had Haaland for Gyökeres. Fair enough as well. Okay, you could do something like this. Maybe, but instead of removing Esteve, I'd probably remove Milenkovic for Senesi. And then if you wanted to, you could get a slightly better midfielder as well. Because you're probably going to have to get rid of Brendan Johnson very soon anyways. That's another thing you could probably look into doing. Then, which means you could probably triple captain Haaland this week, since you're not playing any other chip. That's another possibility. What is a better fit for Madueke to? What is the benefit for Madueke? I have a list like Endai, Iwobi, Doku, even Sa to come back. I probably go for Endai out of that list. Endai, Defcon, getting attacking returns here and there. Probably go Endai, to be honest, from that list. Doku is probably the second punty option. Although Doku hasn't like the thing with Doku is like he's never a consistent FPL option. Like his points are not consistent enough, Doku. But then again, they're playing Burnley. You think they could probably get something. It's just that his points are not consistent. 3, 1, 1, 3, 10, 3. You guys are going to go mad. You're going to pull your hair on in him. So I don't know if you guys want to have Doku personally. Sent you messages above. Yes, I have noticed it. Let me heart react to this so that I know I've seen it. Looking at taking out Gyökeres and Palmer and Esther for Senesi, Haaland and Paulinia. Let me know your thoughts. Paulinia. Ooh, I wouldn't go Paulinia. No. I'll go for a slightly more attacking option maybe. You could go for Endai from Everton. Tiger. Endai from Everton is also not too bad, to be honest. If you wanted to. He's also not too bad. I think he's like 0.1. You have money in the bank for this. You can go like Endai, who's 6.5 instead of Doku 6.4. Up to you on that one. Everton are playing West Ham, right? This week. Good fixture for Everton, I would say. And it's at home as well. Good fixture for Everton. And then Tigers misses team, I think, is this one. This is Tigers misses. Oh no, this is Tigers team. Wait, is this no? This is Tigers misses team, I think. Where is it? Did she have Eze and Enzo and everyone? Yes, she did. Alright, this is Tigers misses team. She's the one who had 55 points with Dubravka, Van der Ven, Calafiori, Senesi, Semenyo, Enzo, Eze, Rogers, Joe Pedro, Haaland, and Ekitike captain. Well played. Kudus on the bench, unfortunate. So I think right now the question there is, I think Murillo has got to go. Probably Wan-Bissaka as well. How many transfers does she have? Tiger? Can you check and see? I'm looking at getting rid of Johnson for Saka the following week. Fair enough. Okay, that's not too bad as well. Oh, you're getting for Palmer or getting for Saka? Also, can you check how many transfers she has? From this team, I'll probably captain Haaland first. I would also potentially... I wouldn't mind if she was to sell Morgan Rogers. She's got one transfer. Calafiori, Senesi, Van der Ven, don't need to make a change. Goalkeeper, Verbruggen or Dubravka. She could make a goalkeeper transfer if she wanted to. Could potentially... actually, no. Brighton's fixtures should slowly improve upcoming. Brighton, after this week, their fixtures will be Wolves, Newcastle, Man United, Leeds. It's not too bad. Crystal Palace, Brentford, Forest. I mean, she can keep Verbruggen. She could also make a goalkeeper transfer to go and get Petrovic. But I think the bigger issue is she probably... Murillo could be back as well. But it's Sunderland. You're benching him. Rather probably get rid of Murillo in that case. Get a better defender in. Could maybe downgrade some cash as well. Although, does she need to do it this week? Probably not. I mean, she could potentially roll the transfer. Or she could sell Rogers. Get in another City player against Burnley. That's another option. Also, at the same time, anyone else with any further questions, please let me know. Or any team reviews or wildcards. I do have Becky. I don't know if Becky's in the chat. This is Becky's team. Becky sent this on the Discord. I should probably mention it to Becky. So this is Becky's one. Basically, Dubravka, Verbruggen, Munoz, Roden, Esteve, Williams. She's looking to do Senesi, Semenyo, and Richardson. Reinders, Sala, Drishbury Hall, King, Joe Pedro, and Haaland. Tendai, how are you doing? Happy new season, mate. Happy new season to you as well. Missed your streams for the past game week. So glad to catch you today. Well, welcome to have you back. Long time. How's the season going so far? Do you like my revised version? I'll have a look. Do you send another one, Tiger, on Insta? Don't forget to like, subscribe. Yes, it's free. Exactly. You haven't done it already. Liking and subscribing is free of charge. So don't forget to do it. Having said that, this is Becky's one. Senesi, Semenyo, and Richarlison. Wonder who Becky. I think Watkins has disappeared. Semenyo has come in for that. I don't mind this team overall. The transfers. I mean, I'm not against Richarlison, but 2.3 in the bank. I wonder what's the plan for the 2.3. 6.7, 7 million, 8 million, 9 million. Enough cash to get Gyökeres in. Maybe. Oh no, Gyökeres is 9.1. How much is Gyökeres? 9 million. Gyökeres is 9 million. Oh, enough cash for Becky to go and get Gyökeres as well. So I don't know. Oh, Becky already had Gyökeres. I take it back. I wonder why selling Becky. Wonder why Becky is selling Gyökeres. I probably wouldn't do that. Because you might want Gyökeres after the following week. This week you probably don't want Gyökeres, but the following week you might want him. Anyways. With Senesi, Doku, and Haaland. Okay, let's have a look again. Oh, yeah. I got that screenshot. Just a screenshot. Yeah. That was this one, right? I got this screenshot. So this one, this is the one I said that instead of you selling, you sold basically Esteve, right? Instead of selling Esteve on doing that transfer, I would rather sell Milenkovic. Unless you plan on playing Milenkovic this week, which you probably might be doing actually. Now that I look at it, you'll be playing Van der Vaart, Milenkovic, and Senesi. I still don't know if I would do Esteve. I would rather potentially maybe even start Senesi. Would I start Senesi? No, he's playing Man City. Richards is playing Liverpool, isn't he? I don't mind restarting Richards, to be honest. Up to you, Tiger, on that one. But I think Milenkovic will be a sell after. It's just that his price he just doesn't offer at the much at the moment. But if you want to keep Milenkovic for this week, yeah. But yeah, after that I'll probably sell. How is Leeds for the next 2 game week? Planning to get in DCL with Leeds defense. I will support Leeds attack. Leeds attack is not that convincing personally. They scored 3, but that might be more a Wolves thing than a Leeds attack thing. Before this week, Leeds, when they played, before they played Wolves, Leeds had how many? Leeds had 4 big chances here, right? I think Leeds had like 3 big chances or 2 big chances or something before they had played Wolves. Like they had the lowest number of they had one of the lowest number of big chances in the league before they played Wolves. So I'm not fully sold on Leeds attack. Leeds defense I don't mind. Leeds attack I'm not fully sold. Mate, the season has been atrocious like the UK weather. In the UK weather was bad this week. I saw it. 5.6 million rank at the moment, about the same as you. Fair enough. Brought in Erlen for Wood and Salah for Bruno. Ooh, interesting changes. Fair points. I don't mind those I don't mind those changes. So, Tendai, the question for you. Seems like you've done transfers instead of wildcard or anything. Is Haaland a triple captaincy option this week? Have you triple captained Haaland? That's the question for you? Or are you looking to triple captain Haaland? So yeah, I think Richard's been playing well. Yeah, you can go Richard as well if you wanted to. I mean, to start him, and then maybe instead sell Milenkovic, because I think a slightly longer term option is it's probably better. Like in terms of funds, you're not like restricting yourself too much in funds, and also you could do Brennan Johnson, because right now you can't do Brennan Johnson to Saka, right? But by doing the Milenkovic to Senesi, I think you'll have a bit more cash to be able to do Brennan Johnson to Saka. I think you'll save 0.7. You will also, I think you should have enough cash to do Johnson to Saka by doing that instead. Do transfers when? This week, Manchester City play Huddersfield, so the Haaland should get a rest without any issue. So there's a League Cup fixtures this week, I think. So the European teams, Chelsea are playing Lincoln, Wolves are playing Everton, Liverpool are playing Southampton. I think you can probably do the Haaland move. You can do it now as well if you wanted to. Up to you. I would probably monitor. Do you monitor price rises, Tiger? You're monitoring price rises, then you can wait and see. But I don't mind if you wanted to do the transfers. Bournemouth aren't playing. Are they? No. Bournemouth are out, aren't they? Bournemouth have no football, so they can kind of play. Where's City? Did City just disappear from this? Huh. Wonder why City didn't appear in the effort. Unless I was blind and didn't see it. No, they didn't appear here. Google seems to have not caught everything. Interesting. So good to do my transfers now. Yeah, I think you should be fine. City, unless like you can probably wait a bit more for City's fixtures to finish. Bournemouth, when do Bournemouth play? Bournemouth are not in here. I don't think they're in here. Bournemouth, yeah, they've out against Brentford. And then who else were you doing? You were doing Doku, right? I would probably maybe do it. When was City's game again? City's game was Thursday. I don't think Haaland is going up in price. I think you can do it on Thursday potentially. Prices. Haaland 2 days. Okay, you can probably do it Thursday morning. Haaland has fitness concerns for weekend. So Pep Guardiola came out and said that his back and all is a slight issue and everything, which I'm expecting to be more like Haaland is probably going to be rested midweek and will not play the midweek cup fixture and will be available for Burnley. I don't really see why he won't be available. I think he should be fine. So Tiger probably wait after City game. However, Senesi, I think if you're going to do the Senesi transfer, I would do that. You don't have to do the Haaland transfer. Senesi transfer, I would do. He's going to rise in price again, probably tomorrow morning. He will rise in price. So if you want to do Senesi's transfer, I would do Senesi transfer. Can Wood provide good returns this game week? The way Forest are playing, probably not. At the moment at least. And Sunderland have been defensively pretty solid. If you wanted to sell, I don't mind. Hard to say. Madueke is injured. Yes, he is. Yes. But he won't fall in price just yet. Is Watkins going to go down in price again? Yeah, very soon. He will fall this week. Yep. He will fall. So for anyone who wants to monitor prices, live FPL, or I also use Fantasy Football Fix. I just find fantasy sometimes when it's like I don't know where is his price changes. When I don't know like who in my squad is going to like rise or fall, kind of helps a bit more. I use them to like find out who exactly is going to rise and fall for my team. And I also look at them in terms of if both them and live FPL tend to like match in terms of price changes, then I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. So it says Rhea will go up, Senesi will go up, and Gabriel are going to go up. Watkins looks like he's falling. Chris Wood also looks like he's falling. So I wouldn't buy Rohan. If you're looking to buy Chris Wood, I wouldn't buy him. Arteta needs to play Eze and Martinelli both this game week. Probably. We'll see. We will see. Don't know what Arteta will do. Alright. That's basically it. I think we will... Are you playing UCL Fantasy? I was thinking about it and then I forgot about it. So maybe not this season. Maybe next season. This season I just want to focus on FPL and trying to do better here. Maybe next season. Alright. That's it for today. I think we'll stop there. So final thoughts. Wildcard draft. This is draft 1. Without Salah. I mean, like Sam said, I could probably, instead of getting Xavi, I could probably get Kudus. I could also go and get Foden. Right? I can get Foden. And instead of Joe Pedro for the moment, I could get the chicken like Freddy said. Sam, any thoughts on that? Having Richarlison for like 2 weeks and Foden for 2 weeks. And then come game week 8, I potentially sell Foden for... I don't know really. Probably a Chelsea player. Like I get Richarlison for Joe Pedro again. And then Foden disappears. 7.8. Could be Eze even potentially. I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much yet. I'll think about it. I'll play a bit around with it and see. I haven't fully considered the alternatives here. Richie is a worry minutes because of Cole. That's the only problem with me. Richie is a bit of a worry for minutes. Mikel Werner is also here. Not the Spurs fan. So she says Xavi Simons as well. I'm surprised Colomboani hasn't got that many minutes so far. I was expecting way more minutes. So I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gotten minutes. Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm assuming Colomboani will play in the League Cup midweek, right? So which means Richarlison should be okay for the upcoming Premier League game. The only problem is Richarlison the following week when you guys are playing Leeds, because you guys will have a Champions League fixture as well. And that's where I go, ooh, will Richarlison play? Will he not play? I don't know. Same problem might happen for Xavi Simons as well a bit. Although I think he's one of the creative assets. Like I felt like if you guys had started Xavi Simons, maybe you would have had a slightly better chance against Brighton in terms of getting 3 points. I don't know. Did you watch the Athletics World Championship? No, I did not, unfortunately. And he was so shit on the weekend. Who? Richarlison. Well, he got the goal. I'm not complaining. I did like on the weekend, so missed selection. Okay. Yes, I guess I probably stick to Xavi Simons. Yeah, probably stick to Xavi Simons. I mean, he looked very attacking when he came on. Playing in the middle. So I'll stick to it and see how it goes. And like I said, like I showed you guys, there is also the Salah plus Haaland draft. The only thing with this is I feel like my defense and the lack of a third forward, I can't get to Gyökeres, right? I'd want Gyökeres probably from next week onwards. It feels kind of like transfers waiting to happen. I don't like it too much. That's one of the reasons. It feels like I'm forcing transfers. If I had played my bench boost, maybe I could have even like, instead of having Joe Pedro, had Gyökeres in here. I don't know. It's like forcing transfers. I don't really like it too much. Yeah, we'll see. Right now, I'm on the this draft. When's the next stream? Tomorrow. Tomorrow podcast. Tomorrow is the podcast. Muhin, welcome. Season going bad. Ooh, have you played your wildcard, Muhin? What is the team looking like? I can have a look at your team before ending the stream. So after Muhin's team, we will end the stream. Because my voice is starting to go. I'm looking at putting Haaland trip captain. Go for it. It's just Kudus won't be rotated. Yeah, because like he doesn't have rotation option, right? It's just like until Kulusevski is back fit, Kudus is going to play almost all. Like Kudus should play a lot of games. What time? Same time as today. Same time as today's stream. So 7 p.m. your time, Tiger. I think 7 p.m. your time. Kudus will safe and less pricey as Javi rotated with Bergwall, Sa, and also plays on left Fabian. Nobody other than Odo. But yeah, that's the thing. Okay, I'll think about it a bit more. I just like Xavi because of the potential attacking threats. Kudus is more of an assist, feels like more of an assist option, but he's getting points returns as well, so I will have to think about it a bit more. Seven PM my way, yes. Okay. Muhin, any 181. Let's load it up. Where is Muhin? Which one is yours, Muhin? 6019. Disco Potato, right? Yeah, Disco Potato. Yep. You got on someone? Yes, I have Karan with me. Who was on for the Game Week 4 podcast alongside the Liverpool fan, but I only have Karan this week, I think. I haven't asked Ion if he wants to join. I haven't checked it actually. Discover it, yep. Sells Pedro Porro, Van der Ven, Goodmanson, Endoy, Johnson, Reinders, Salah, Haaland, Watkins, Wood. I think it's time for a wildcard potentially, won't you say, Mohin? Time to wildcard. Get rid of Watkins, probably get rid of Chris Wood, get rid of Endoy, Johnson, get rid of even Tosin, maybe Josh King, potentially also get rid of. Would you get rid of? So double Spurs defense should be fine this week. Sells, I don't trust. Goodmanson, I don't. Sells, Endoy, Wood, I don't trust any three of them at the moment. Goodmanson, fine. Johnson has probably got to go. So Johnson and Watkins have got to go. They're the main get rid. So question is, do you want a wild card? And if you're planning on wildcarding, I would have a look at this stream again. There were 2 wildcards shared. There were actually 4 wildcards. I had 2 drafts. Reddy had 1 draft, and Sam had another draft. There were actually no, and Rohan had a draft as well. So there were like 5 wildcards on this stream at the start of the stream. So I would have a look at the stream again if you're thinking about wildcarding, and have a look at the various drafts and get a few ideas if you're thinking of it. So it's up to you on that one. But actually, to be honest, you had a very good rank. Wait, you're a decent rank. I think you can definitely improve. I think because you started with Haaland and Salah, so far you're doing well. Because of those 2 have been doing well for you. I'm playing wildcard next week. Is this week better? What do you think? The only thing I would say is depends on who you're, because have a look at your wildcard next week. And I think the only thing that would be stopping you from, I think the only differences between wildcard this week and next week is probably going to be the price rises. So you might want to have a look at whether you will be priced out of that wildcard next week or not. That's the only thing. I would say play around. See when you build compare your next week's wildcard and see how much budget you have left in the bank, and see if your players were to fall in price. For example, if Watkins was to fall, Watkins looks like he's falling in price. Chris Wood looks like he's falling in price. If they were to fall in price, would it affect your wildcard for next week? That's the only thing I would say. Stuff like that. And also like Senesi rising in price, Semenyo rising, those kind of things. So compare both options and make a decision based on that. Are you doing a wildcard draft for this game week? Yes, I will be doing a wildcard draft for this game week. We've already shared 5 on today's stream. I'll do a video as well for a wildcard draft. I might do a free hit. There's like a 5% of you playing free hit. So it seems like a free hit seems like a very low week this week. But I'll definitely do a wildcard draft. I'll do a video for the wildcard draft where we probably go through not just the draft, but what players you can start to target. Let me see if I can get that out for tomorrow, maybe. I would like to get it out by tomorrow, ideally. Because then it has a bit more time on the channel to survive on the channel. So yeah, I'll definitely do one on that one. All right. I think that's it for this week. Tiger, thank you very much. Muhin, any questions? Let me know. But shout out to Muhin, Tiger, Sam, Mikhail Werner, Rohan, Nick, Tendai, Ez, Roku, who else? Comb, welcome back, Comb, Freddy, Levin, Shepherd, Joseph, and Tin, and who else did I miss? I mentioned Simar. Simar, I missed Simar's question. Who should I remove for Haaland, JSL, or Watkins into Salah? Who would you bring in? Oh, I think I answered Simar's question. I'm doing this for a -1. Yeah, I think I answered Simar's question. Fair enough. Simar, shout out to you as well. So I think I answered Simar's questions of who should I remove for Haaland, JSL, or Watkins, which I did say Watkins, and I said to bring in Semenyo. Who else? Everyone else. Yes, thank you all for watching. Manish as well. Shout out Manish. And anyone else who's been watching in the background. Absolute legends. Let me end the poll. So it's very close. Wildcard is generally the popular one this week, followed by obviously the triple captaincy. If you haven't got Haaland, I feel a free hit would be better than a wildcard. Potentially. Okay, here's the thing. The reasons, just join now. I'll check your wildcard draft of the stream later. Okay. The reasons I am pressing the wildcard now rather than the free hit is purely down to team value. And my worry that I might be priced out of the team I would want come, whether that's game week 8 or game week 7, mostly like game week 8 or even like game week 13. That's one of the reasons why I press the wildcard now rather than later. So right now it shows that my squad value, where is my squad value? My squad value is at 97.8. So 97.9, and then we have 3 million, right? So I'm at about 100.9. So I've increased my team value because of the current wildcard. Although this will alter because of this will alter because there are likes of Walter Marder, who's 0.1 up, Timber 0.1 up, who are not going to be in the wildcard. Jav is also 0.1 up, so Gravenberg also 0.1. So it's kind of inflated, but I've managed to slightly increase my team value. And that's why I wildcarded now, to avoid not being able to afford it come game week 8. That's the only reason, but yeah. So that's why I said Muhin, compare team value and then decide based on that. All right. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to press the button. Exactly. And you know what button Tiger is talking about? He's talking about that subscribe and like buttons. So make sure to press those buttons and leave a comment on the video. I will answer all the comments as well after. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night, everyone, and enjoy your day.